Today we're going to talk about PREMIS. PREMIS stands for Preservation Metadata Implementation Strategies. It's the result of an international working group sponsored by OCLC and RLG that began in 2003. First, to get to the website, you can type in PREMIS, P-R-E-M-I-S, in your Google search bar, or any search bar. PREMIS, Preservation Metadata Maintenance Activity, Library of Congress, is the link that you want to go to. You can also type in the website www.loc.gov/standards/PREMIS and go to it that way. As you can see on the website, the first thing you notice is the PREMIS Data Dictionary for Preservation Metadata Description. It's the international standard for metadata to support the preservation of digital objects and ensure their long-term usability. At the top of the page, you'll notice the most recent version is listed first. On the right-hand side, you'll see news and articles and the way to join the PREMIS Implementers Group Forum, pig@loc.gov. If you scroll down, you'll see older versions, 2.1, 2.0, and 1.1, which is the original. You'll see information on PREMIS and METs and implementing them together. You'll see conformance guidelines, data dictionary and schema revision processes, the editorial committee, the implementers group, implementation fairs, the implementation registry, which we'll come back to a little bit later, implementation tools, resources that are early articles and presentations, schemas, tutorials, and a link to an article called Understanding PREMIS by Priscilla Kaplan. Let's go there first. This PDF provides you with a basic understanding of PREMIS. It's from 2009, so it doesn't have the most recent updates in it. However, it's a great jumping off point, and Priscilla Kaplan was one of the co-leaders of the working group, so she definitely knows what she's talking about. If you scroll to the table of contents, you can see what's available in here. I found this very interesting and informative. I definitely came into this looking for metadata elements, and what's interesting to note is that PREMIS actually talks about semantic units. It is more of a overarching guideline, and the semantic unit is a piece of information or knowledge that is required, but it is not specific to a metadata schema. The XML schema for PREMIS lines up with the data dictionary and basically lines up with those semantic units. But just so you don't get confused like I did, that is the difference. Going back to the main website, we can scroll up and look at the data dictionary. You'll notice that there are several links under PREMIS 2.2. The data dictionary for preservation metadata is the full document. The data dictionary, introduction and supporting documentation, and entity hierarchical listings are additional breakouts so that you don't have to go to the main document every time you're searching for something specific. But for us, let's go to the main document. As you can see, like I said before, it was updated in 2012, July, and we'll scroll down and look at the table of contents to give you an idea of what information is available in this document. We will look at the acknowledgments and the website and email in a second. The introduction gives you a background on the original PREMIS Data Dictionary and the reason for its implementation, the need for an international standard, which led to this working group and led to the data dictionary. There's more information on the data model, on the entities, intellectual entities, object entity, event entity, agent entity, and rights entity. And then there's general topics on the structure and use of the data dictionary, implementation considerations, and the PREMIS Data Dictionary version 2.2. There's also special topics, methodology, and a glossary. Something to highlight in the acknowledgments is that it truly is an international organization of professionals. So it's very interesting to see that there are people from all over the world who got together to set these standards. On this page, you can see the website, which we've already been to, the implementers group, which we've already mentioned, and an email address should you want to send comments or questions. And then it goes straight into the introduction. Going back to the main page, we can look briefly at the PREMIS schema 2.2. As you can see, there's tons of information here. There's a lot of information in green, which provides you with additional information and guidance. And then you can actually see the XML. And I will just scroll for a minute so that you can get a feel for what you'll be looking at. Throughout, you will see the green writing that gives you all the additional information and guidance. Going back to the main page, we can also look at the tutorials. So let's say that you just feel like you need more information. Click on tutorials, and as you'll see, there's tons of information available. Everything from PowerPoint to PDF. There's also a blog entry about METs, mods, and PREMIS. And you can see there's also past tutorials and how to sponsor a PREMIS tutorial. Should you want even more information, you can read early articles and presentations. I'm going to go to the implementation registry now to give you a brief overview of what's out there that's using PREMIS. Once you get to this site, if you happen to know your project name, you can click on this box and it drops down and it'll show you the different projects that are using PREMIS. So if you knew that you wanted to go to the Digital Data Archive project, you could click on it here. If you knew the institution name but you didn't know the project name, you could click on this drop-down box and you could go to the National Archives of Scotland. If you wanted to do a full text search because you kind of thought you knew what you wanted to find but you weren't 100% sure, you could type in this box. Or you can just view the entire PREMIS registry, which is what we'll click on. Here you'll see there are 47 projects currently in the registry, one of which is a test, so I think there's really only 46. The Digital Data Archive project is what we'll look at first. There's a brief description underneath, and then you click on the link, and it pops up another page with more information. As you can see, it talks about content type, origin of content, implementation details, and there is a link to the website. If you click on the link to the website, it will take you out of the Library of Congress website to the actual website for the repository. Going back to the main page, you can see that there is a ton of information available on PREMIS. I highly recommend digging into the Library of Congress hosted website and finding out more information as it applies to your project. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Have a wonderful day.